following is a special presentation of HBO's Sports of the 20th Century.
Let me ask you a question. 1983 was the best year of your life,
Yeah.
but also the worst year of your life.
No. That was the best year and the worst night. Oh.
I've always noticed that as long as they can, fighters walk with a certain swagger, even if they're 54 years old. Even when decades have passed since they last enjoyed any glory in the ring. Even when their lives have become tattered and broken, and nothing like what was long ago promised by the pursuit of punching someone else in the face for a living. But that pursuit brought this man to this dark, crumbling cave of an underground apartment and a life of desolation and despair.
Before that thing happened, I wanted to commit suicide. I didn't care if I die or not.
His story has a clear beginning on a night 26 years ago, a night that should have been the greatest of his life.
From the Bronx, New York, Luis Resto.
What he did is inexcusable. He should be banned from the sport forever. There shouldn't be any forgiveness.
Look at Resto go toe-to-toe as again Collins desperately trying to come up with a big one.
It's probably one of the most serious offenses ever committed inside the ring.
He lost his life, he lost his career, he lost his family, he lost everything. He didn't lose the fight, but he lost the fight.
Sometimes I feel like crying, you know. Why? Yeah, why they did that to the globe?
My name is Eric Drath. Until I became a filmmaker a few years ago, I was a boxing agent, representing dozens of fighters around the world. Working in the sport, I heard lots of sad stories, but none quite like Louis Resto's. I first met Louis at the Morris Park Boxing Gym in the Bronx. I had heard bits and pieces of his story, but wanted to know more. I found out he was born in Puerto Rico and moved with his single mother and 5 siblings to New York as a kid. He got into boxing as a way to stay off the streets and ended up a Golden Gloves champion, making it all the way to the Olympic trials in 1976. But as a pro, his career stalled. And by 1983, he had become best known as a tough and seasoned opponent for up-and-coming fighters. The kind of boxer a hot prospect needed to beat to rise to the top of the sport.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next bout of the evening is a 10-round junior middleweight bout.
The night of June 16, 1983 was magical.
It was a big night. Roberto Duran was fighting Davey Moore for the junior middleweight championship.
Every single seat in Madison Square Garden was filled. Every single seat. The atmosphere was unbelievable.
And amid the stars and legends, there was Luis Resto, alongside well-known trainer Panama Lewis.
Luis Resto was a fighter who was just rough and tough. On any night, Louis could give anybody in that division a fight.
I saw him as a journeyman,
as a tough guy that you prove yourself against to get that shot.
And in the blue corner, from Nashville, Tennessee, Irish Billy Collins.
We'll never know how far Billy Collins could have gone. You want to give him the benefit of the doubt. He was an undefeated prospect.
You got an Irish kid, and you got a street kid, and you got him in New York, and what else you want? It would be an entertaining fight. It would be a tough fight, a lot of punching going on, and in the end, Billy would win. It seemed to me he would always win.
Billy Collins was one of those stories the boxing world loves. An undefeated Irish kid out of Tennessee, loaded with talent and good looks. His dad had been an old-time prize fighter who never got a shot at a title. Now, father trained son, as Billy Jr. sought the glory that had eluded his dad, offering hope to a family with little of it anywhere else.
They was poor. You'd pull in the dirt driveway with potholes, and you would, you know, go to the house. I remember the first time, plastic on the windows, and ceilings real low. You know, you'd almost have to duck to get in the back part of the house, and they was just real poor.
But 21-year-old Billy's uppercut offered a path out of poverty to stardom.
Yeah, he was more like a celebrity in town and stuff, you know.
They knew he was a fighter, and people would want to test Billy to see if they could whoop him. Most of the time it was just one punch. Billy would hit him, we'd get in our car and leave, and it'd be over with.
Good uppercut. That uppercut, very effective by Collins. It hurts by even it down.
Billy Collins was promoted by Top Rank, among the leaders in boxing promotion.
They were grooming Billy Collins to become a superstar.
Man, he was tremendous. I mean, he was a great-looking kid. He had all the moves. He punched like a mule. I mean, if this kid can make it through, we got a gold mine here.
Let's have a fine hand for Irish Billy Collins.
What I remember about the fight as I watched it was just one thing. One fighter was getting a beating.
Resto scoring a combination to the face of Billy Collins. Little bruise under the left eye of Collins. Some puffiness already.
You saw it in Billy Collins' face. You saw the toll the punches were taking.
Collins walked into a big right hand, and another right by Resto.
This has become more of a street fight now.
When I watched that fight, I didn't think a crime was happening.
And Resto not showing any signs of fatigue. He's still throwing punches a mile a minute. Now that bulge under the left eye of Collins has finally opened up.
I just thought he ran into a tough guy with a tough punch, and he took the punch, but man, this guy can hit because of the damage it was doing to Billy's face.
Bruising under both eyes of Billy Collins. He's in bad shape now, though, Ray. It has been a brawl. Look at Resto. Now Collins is hurt again.
This fight should be stopped, too.
He was just pounding him.
You did good, son. You're fighting hard out there.
And Collins had all the heart in the world and wouldn't quit.
And the final minute of the fight. Resto continues to wail away. Collins taking a real beating here.
Well, I wouldn't want to see him stop now, Tim.
There's the bell for the end of the fight.
It was by far the biggest beating Collins had ever taken. And when the unanimous decision was announced, a major upset. Panama lifted his fighter high above the Garden ring. Resto, the Puerto Rican kid from the Bronx with a mediocre record, had shocked the undefeated Irish Golden Boy. But then, as there always seems to be in boxing, came another part of the story.
When Resto crosses the ring and gives Colin the Judas kiss, as he's turning away, you can see Billy Ray's father's hand.
I don't think Billy Collins Sr., from what he told me, even thought that there might have been something wrong with the gloves until the very end of the fight. Otherwise, he would have pointed it out. It was at the end of the fight, when Resto went over to congratulate him, that he grabbed onto the gloves and held on, and he started screaming for the inspectors, "These gloves, these gloves."
You can't
What's fascinating is to look at who Luis Resto looks at.
Not looking down surprised at the gloves or wondering what's going on or looking at Collins and saying, what are you talking about? But immediately turning to his co-conspirator and waving him over. Panama just jumps in and starts yelling, those are the gloves you gave us. Those are the gloves you gave us.
That's the glove they gave us. That's the glove they gave us. That's the glove they gave us.
Resto was quickly taken back to the dressing room where his gloves were removed by referee Tony Perez.
They didn't want to take him off. They wanted to go out and I says, no, take him off. Take him off the glove. I want to see those gloves. I got a complaint here. I want to see those gloves. When I saw the gloves and I handed it to it, I knew there was something wrong with the gloves. There's something missing. Absolutely.
The decision was unanimous in favor of Luis Resto, but shortly after the fight, Collins' handlers charged that Resto's gloves had been tampered with, that some of the required padding had been secretly and illegally removed, adding extra impact to Resto's punches. The New York State Athletic Commission apparently was suspicious, and they impounded Luis Resto's gloves.
I saw 2 pairs of boxing gloves. Two had R on it and 2 had C on it. I observed a hole in the left and right glove that was marked R. Any layman could tell that the glove was tampered with.
It's hard to think of a greater crime in boxing than tampering with a glove. In an already brutal sport, removing padding offers a potentially lethal advantage. 2 weeks after the bout, a hearing was scheduled by the New York State Athletic Commission. Resto, Panama, and cornermen Artie Curley and Pedro Alvarado would all be called to testify. All 4 denied everything.
All right, it's June 29th, 1983. I'm with the New York State Athletic Commission. Purposes of this tape to record a hearing, Luis Resto versus Billy Collins controversy.
The hearing, it was almost a foregone conclusion. I think it was, in some ways, it was more for the process than it was for the discovery of a truth.
Punishment from the New York State Athletic Commission was swift.
Luis Resto was suspended indefinitely, and trainer Panama Lewis has been suspended for life.
I think it's the severest action we've taken in the 5 years that I've been at the commission, but I don't think it unwarranted.
18 days after what had briefly appeared to be his greatest victory, Luis Resto's boxing career was over. But the consequences of that night in the ring, for Luis and so many others, were just beginning.
Really, I don't know who did that thing to the glove. If I wouldn't know, I don't fight.
When 24 years after that night in the Garden, Luis Resto was still saying he didn't know who had tampered with his gloves, I believed him. But going back, it was hard to find anything or anyone else to rely upon to find out what had happened.
It could have been Artie Curley, another one of his cornermen. It could have been another cornerman, Pedro Alvarado. We don't know. But being that Panama Lewis was the head of the camp that night, he was the chief second. He knows who did it.
This protect your hand. The gloves are just, if you don't wrap right when you punch, you know, that's the worst night of my life. Once the hand goes, career done. Like a horse, race horse. The leg get messed up, you gotta shoot it. Same thing here. I don't know if the glove was ever touched. So they wanted to nail me to the wall. They wanted to take me to the game because I was winning too many fights.
Panama Lewis was no stranger to controversy when he worked Luis Resto's corner in June of 1983. 7 months earlier, he had come under suspicion during a championship bout between Aaron Pryor and Alexis Arguello. In between rounds, TV microphones had picked up Panama in Pryor's corner, ordering assistant Artie Curley to pass him a water bottle, and then suspiciously clarifying exactly which bottle he meant.
Give me that bottle. The one I mixed.
Pryor had drank the fluid in the mystery bottle and then immediately used a newfound burst of energy to earn a knockout victory.
Combination again, and Arguello's in trouble. Arguello in big trouble against the ropes. Pryor going for the kill, trying to put him away. Arguello trying to cover up. A smashing right hand. Arguello's helpless against the ropes. Arguello's hands at his side. It's over. Aaron Pryor has retained his junior welterweight championship. Arguello slips to the canvas.
Did Panama mix illegal stimulants into his fighter's bottle? Nothing was ever proven.
Because I was the chief trainer, and because of my background and giving the back of when I mix and all that, they have me as a bad guy in boxing. It's the only thing I know to do, train fighters. And they took it away from me.
Panama Lewis has not been allowed to work a ring corner since the Resto bout. But in the early 80s, despite, or perhaps due to, the element of darkness that surrounded him, there may have been no faster rising star trainer in boxing than Carlos Panama Lewis. And alongside the world champions and top contenders in his gym, Panama had made room for Luis Resto.
What kind of fighter was he? Like when you first met him,
Yeah.
what did you think of him as a fighter?
Eddie was a brawler, non-stop punching. You see, they overlooked Resto because when he got knocked out, everybody thought he was finished. But I brought him back.
Resto with a tremendous comeback has stopped Sawyer. Larry Hazard stops the fight, and Luis Resto wins in the last round.
And with Panama in his corner, the tough kid from the Bronx, now in his late 20s, had begun to win fights again.
I love Resto like a son. And I hope wherever he is, that he's doing good. God bless him. He's a great guy, a great man, great man.
It seemed like every time it hit me, I could feel knots come on my head, and my eyes already started to swell about the fourth or fifth round, and I just couldn't figure it out, and hit me some good body shots, and I'd never been hit like that before in my life.
Why in the world didn't you go down, or did you think about quitting?
Well, about the seventh round, I got hit with a good shot in the rib, and I thought my rib was broke, but it crossed my mind, to go ahead and take a breather, to squat down, get some breath, But, I guess pride or something, told me not to go down and just keep going. And that's what I tried to do.
He was slammed by hundreds of nearly bare-knuckled punches for 30 minutes that night, but did not quit. An exercise in blind courage by a fighter who truly didn't know what was hitting him.
I called one of my photographers, Ben Sharav, and I said, you know what I want you to do? I know Billy's staying at the Southgate Towers. I want you to get there early in the morning. Bring your camera. And he took shots. I said to Ben, I wish you had the kid open his eyes. He said they were open.
The next day, when he got off the plane, his father was leading him. He was blind.
He had some sunglasses on, and he literally had to raise the skin around his eyes to take the sunglasses off.
It was like a horror picture, and I guess I looked away or something, and I remember the first thing he said, "I'm your husband, look at me."
The bruises would eventually heal, but doctors diagnosed Collins with a torn iris in his right eye. Weeks earlier, he had been one of boxing's brightest prospects. Now he was being told to retire or risk being blinded.
He didn't think he could work. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't hold a job. He had cataracts. We fought all the time.
I did see him one night, hit her, and it was a uppercut that shouldn't have happened, that's for sure.
And I ended up moving in with my parents because I was afraid he was going to kill me. And I still loved him. For the longest, he would just sit in the apartment and smoke and drink and trash the apartment by himself. He wasn't Billy anymore.
Nearly 9 months after the fight, in the early morning hours of March 7th, 1984, estranged from his wife and infant daughter, Billy Collins Jr.'s downward spiral came to a tragic end.
He was depressed of hearing that he would never fight again.
Billy and the guy from next door, a guy named Johnny Duke, come in. And I could tell, you know, Billy was a little drunk.
There was a place, a bar, not far from the house where you could shoot pool, and he wanted us to go. We chose not to go, and he left mad.
After they left, of course, Billy beat the crap out of Johnny, got the keys from him. And he told me that Billy looked at him and said that I'm just going to kill you, or I'm just going to kill us, or something.
Collins drove off a road less than a mile from his house, landing in a dried-out creek below. In the passenger seat, Johnny Duke survived the crash. Billy died on impact.
It's like everything was taken that night in the ring.
Irish Billy Collins was 22 years old.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Collins.
Yes, sir.
How are you? My name is Eric Trath. We're doing a documentary, the story of from the fight from 1983.
Well, I appreciate your concern, but I wouldn't be interested in it. My son is dead.
I know.
They destroyed my life, and there's nothing you can say in the papers or anything else, documentary or anything to cease my hurt or my family's position on this whole matter. My son was a great fighter, a great kid. My son never did nothing wrong. I hate to hang up on you, but
No, I understand.
But I don't want no part of it. Appreciate it.
All right.
In 1986, 2 years after Billy Collins' death, Louis Resto was still proclaiming his innocence. And despite his ban from the sport, he was optimistic he'd someday fight again.
So you think you're innocent here?
Yeah, innocent.
But you might go to jail.
Huh?
They might send you to jail.
Can be, I didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing. Why we gonna go to jail? We didn't kill that guy.
But he still had to deal with criminal charges that had been filed. And on September 22nd, 1986, the trial of Louis Resto and Panama Lewis began in New York City.
There was a lot of gray area there, you know, in terms of the different seedy characters and, you know, knowing that they had pretty funky reputations and were doing a lot of, you know, interesting, lawless kind of things, that played into it.
There was a meeting before the fight in an apartment over a restaurant called Victor's,
at which Panama Lewis was present, and my client, Louis Resto, was present, including apparently a fairly significant cocaine trafficker. The cocaine trafficker was in conversation with Panama Lewis concerning the fact that he had a substantial amount of money that he wanted to wager on the fight.
But wagering it on Louis Resto, a guy with 7 losses in 29 career bouts, to beat an undefeated prospect like Collins, was not a bet to make with much confidence.
Then Panama says, don't worry, I'll fix that. I'll take care of the gloves.
The decision was made that this fight was going to be tipped to go Louis Resto's way, and a lot of money was going to be made.
The bet was hearsay, somewhat circumstantial, and made sense there might have been something going on. There was some kind of gain that was going to happen for wanting to inflict a crime like this. But it was less of an issue in terms of the ultimate things we considered.
Those things included details of exactly what had happened that night in the locker room. The prosecution maintained the gloves had been taken to the bathroom where the padding was removed. And a witness called to the stand, a veteran trainer named Lee Black, claimed he knew who took the gloves into the bathroom.
Lee Black confirmed that he went in the bathroom, that he said to Panama Lewis, you're going to get somebody killed.
But Black went back and forth on the story. Then, after it was revealed in court that death threats were influencing his wavering, he ultimately stood by his initial claims.
He was compelling. He had something to say. Lee had something he wanted to say, but he also had something he was afraid to say. And that came through in terms of him wanting to coming forward, not coming forward, coming forward. That sort of added to his credibility.
And all throughout the 16-day trial, another, different sort of witness sat on the evidence table.
The evidence was very important, and having the gloves sitting there as sort of a 13th juror was incredibly powerful for all of us.
The estimate was that they had removed, that the 1 ounce of padding that was gone was about 50% of the padding. These are the gloves that Collins was wearing that night, and the partially unstuffed glove that Resto was wearing.
In feeling the gloves, in sitting with the gloves, and living with the gloves while we deliberated, it was very meaningful. They took on a life of their own and sort of really became a compelling character in the room.
But where the gloves had been taken after the fight created complications.
I gave him to Jackie Graham, I think, to keep overnight. Then we gave him back to Everlast for them to look at it to see what their opinion was.
It's my recollection that they were brought to the manufacturer for a period of time, that they may have even been placed in some trunk of somebody's car.
And that was the defense's argument. Anything could have happened to those gloves after the fight.
They broke the chain of custody. From the time them gloves went to Everlast, I had no case.
The defense wasn't strong enough to really put across to the jury that this evidence was tainted enough for us to find them not guilty.
There was hazy testimony and some murky facts, and a key witness, cornerman Artie Curley, had died just 8 months after the fight. Still, Resto and Lewis, who didn't testify on their own behalf, were found guilty of assault, conspiracy, criminal possession of a deadly weapon, and, in Panama's case, tampering with a sports contest. Resto was sentenced to 1 to 3 years, Panama 2 to 6. Each would serve 2.5. In 1988, Luis Resto was released from jail and he returned to the Bronx. Banned from boxing, everything he knew was gone. Within a few years, his family wanted no part of a crumbling life, and they moved away. Luis soon had nowhere to live himself. And by 1994, he had ended up here in the stank, decrepit, windowless basement of the Morris Park Boxing Gym in the Bronx.
Right there, that's Luis Resto, and this is our group from our gym. We had him living in the gym because he was like more or less down and out because of being away.
That's when, Luis started hanging out more in the streets. He started drinking. He was partying in the streets.
I started doing drugs every day. I want to die, I don't care. Can't find no more.
He was out of work. He'd just come out of jail. He tried to get his pro boxing license back, and he was denied. So then I suggested he try for a cornerman's license. At least you work in the corner. You don't have to be the #1 cornerman. You can be an outside cornerman. They denied him that also.
Yeah, this is my room.
How long did you live here for?
10 years.
10 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
It took a lot away from him. It took his career. It took his pride. He felt responsible for something that he not just destroyed the kid, but he destroyed a family. He just never got over what had actually happened.
Where was your bed?
Right here, where you are. Right there. I used to hold my photo here, so I took everything. So I used to sleep right there in the bed.
He never dreamed that he was going to go to jail. And when he came out of jail, he was never the same.
When you were living here, did your wife ever stay here?
No. She was in Virginia. So she stayed here. But she never stayed here, no.
After 10 years in the basement, Resto straightened out enough to move out of the gym and in with his sister Marta and her 3 children in their 1-bedroom apartment in the Bronx.
Because seeing his inside, you see he's not the same. He's so different, he's not the same. For me, he's not the same. He's so lonely. He was more friendly and happy. Well, I don't see him happy no more.
Baby boy.
He's your cousin? This is your son?
Baby boy.
This is your grandson?
This is my grandson, yeah.
And this
My
is...
baby boy.
That was your wife?
Mommy.
Luis Resto met Maria Cookie Patia in 1974 when he moved into her apartment complex on 163rd Street in the Bronx. They'd have 2 sons together, Louis Jr. and Brian. Louis Jr. was 5 and Brian only an infant when their father faced Billy Collins Jr. in 1983. The fight changed everything for the family, and eventually, in 1994, Cookie took the 2 boys and left Louis in New York for a fresh life without him in Virginia. Around the same time, he began his 10-year stint in the basement of the Morris Park boxing gym. In the years since Cookie and the boys moved south, Louis has rarely seen his family. It's a 7-hour bus ride to Virginia. 7 more hours haunted by that night 25 years earlier.
You know, I think about that fight almost every day. When I work in the gym, I work with the other guy. I don't see your face, I see Colin's face.
So how do you feel? You feel excited about seeing your family?
Yeah, for the second time. For the second time, I'm gonna see my 2 grandsons.
This is the second time you've ever seen your grandsons?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel to see them?
Feel good. I feel good, I'm a grandpa, you know.
Today, Louis Jr. is in his early 30s and has a son of his own. Brian is in his late 20s and married with 2 sons.
Come on, fight.
Now, you grew up in the Bronx?
Yeah, I grew up in the Bronx.
That's cool.
Yeah, he came here when he was 10, 15.
No, I came here when I was... Before I was 21.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of father is Lewis?
He's okay. He's all right.
What kind of father was he? I really couldn't tell you. I really don't know my dad. Title dad, you can't throw that, loosely. For a long time, I hated my dad. I felt like, the boxing was first. My mom raised us,
Boxing will always be his greatest passion, no matter what. It will always be #1 to Lewis.
Would you say that he was a good father?
In reality, he didn't have a real father figure, so he did the best that he could.
It was clear to me Louis and his sons didn't have much of a relationship. But Louis Jr. and Brian stood firmly by their dad when the topic of the Collins fight came up.
I think it was kind of bullshit, because what they did, he got screwed because of that shit. If he knew the gloves ain't had no cushion, he would stop and tell the ref, yo, something's wrong with my gloves. I'm not gonna go on.
My father wouldn't think about taking padding out of a glove. I've seen this man jog 10 miles a day, shadow box in the dead heat with a sauna suit on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down, you too? Huh?
If my dad didn't do it and he knows Panama did it, he should come out and say it. He should come out and say it because it's his last name, it's his legacy, it's his life, He's, what is he, 50, 60 years old? I don't even know how old my father is, I mean, it's his dream, and he lost it.
There you go, say cheese. We have an opportunity that we could bring you down to Florida to talk to Panama. Would you do it?
Hell yeah. He gotta tell me who did that. I don't want to live with this shit the rest of my life in my mind.
When I represented fighters, there was always a special excitement traveling with a boxer. Tense anticipation of the battle to come. Nervous energy emanating from the man who makes his living heading into sanctioned combat. In the airport with Luis Resto, these same feelings returned. Luis hadn't seen Panama Lewis since they were imprisoned in 1986. Now, so many years later, Luis appeared ready to confront the trainer who had rescued his career, and then perhaps ruined it.
Hey, campeón! Venga para acá. Resto, that's the guy that's in the jail. Yeah. What's up, man? Oh, you lift your head up, man. You walk with your head down.
All right.
Sue.
Oh, shit. What's up, man?
Talk to me, man. You look good. You look good. My son. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Oh, the children?
Huh?
Oh, the children?
No, all right. Okay, I got 2, 3 grandsons.
All right. I can make you all the pads for this guy. You remember the old pads?
Yeah.
And if you do good, I supposed to get a world champion to train. I can't call on him now.
No.
But once I get the job, then I'll bring you down to hold the pads. All right?
Yeah. But I want to ask you something, but
Yeah.
I want to know who designed the glove.
I want to know that too. You understand? That I want to know too. You follow me?
Yeah.
Okay, see me here? I ain't making what I'm supposed to make. You follow me?
Yeah, I know.
And if I was to get my license back, you understand?
Yeah.
Things is going to be different. You understand? I do things for your children that you can do for your children. You understand? I feel it too, boss, man.
I've been doing that shit for 24 years.
Me too, boss. Trust me. You're gonna be all right. You understand? You're gonna be all right. Because there's a God above.
Yeah.
I promise you. I do good, you be in. You hear me?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I hear you.
You know I love you from my heart, boss, man. Stay strong.
Try it, buddy.
Huh? Stay strong, Resto. Stay strong. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. I'm hurting inside too. You understand? Every day this thing is on my mind, but there's nothing I can do.
I know. Everybody told me shit, you know.
It's in the hands of God. Yeah. You understand? God looks over everybody. You understand?
Yeah, I know.
But I love you, and I promise you, I do good, I'm gonna help you. You understand?
Yeah.
You've been there for me, I've been there for you. All right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, boss man. Love you.
Yeah, I love you.
I haven't seen him in a long time. I get emotional when I see him cry, you understand? Because I cry on the inside. But I know what he's been through. Okay, you don't put a person in prison and take away their livelihood too. That's a double whammy. You know what I'm saying? People do things in the street, they do their time, they come out, and they go back to what they was doing before. So why do this to us? You understand? And they still don't know what went down with the glove. I want to know. He want to know.
What I want to talk about is how are we going to find out the truth?
Only God knows.
Do you think that only God knows? Nobody else knows?
Until this day, nobody know what took place in them gloves. Until this day. Like I told him before, I missed him like I missed one of my children. And one day, hopefully, the truth will come out. More, against the rope. Go! Bang! Try again, get off your heels. Against the rope. Bang! Bang!
A few weeks after the visit to Florida, I met up with Panama in New York at the weigh-in for the Zab Judah Miguel Cotto fight at Madison Square Garden. At the weigh-in, Panama still enjoyed minor celebrity. He had been training Judah for the title bout, his lifetime ban from the sport only preventing him from working corners during a fight.
The amount of fighters I will have, good fighters, they don't come to me because I can't work the corner. Not a matter of a license, is that I can't work the corner.
I told Shannon he should have hired you when those rats ran out on him.
Yeah. I get more calls now than a man that have a license.
Are you gonna be in the dressing room tomorrow?
No. I don't go where I don't belong. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. What's up, my brother?
This is the Rand main man here. This is the teacher right here. From
Okay, one love.
Seattle. I wanted to meet you.
Okay, pleased to meet you. It's an honor, my pleasure. Yeah, man. So, dressing room I never go. I don't do nothing to stop my comeback.
Panama demanded payment each time he was interviewed. At the weigh-in at the Garden, and the next evening when we met up for fight night at his hotel.
So you're definitely not going to go to the fight?
No, because I could watch it better by Mario. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ready to roll?
You want to go?
Yeah, let's roll. Don't anybody asks you if I'm in the ring, you tell them yes. No, if they ask you if you see me in the arena, just say yes, I don't want people to know where I'm at,
Oh, okay.
And,
it's almost 24 years to the day.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
I try not to think about it.
I know.
Don't get me nowhere like this,
Yeah.
Mr. Mario.
Fight time. Why would Panama Lewis do something like that on a Resto and Billy Collins fight? I just don't think that he would do something like that. I would never in a million years think that something, you know what I mean? You're not going to jeopardize your whole career. I can see like in a major fight if somebody tried to do something, But it wasn't the magnitude of Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard. I mean, Panama was in the corner for Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard the first time when Duran won the fight,
But Judas and dog shit. You know what I mean?
Also at Mario's to watch the fight was Nino Gonzalez, a retired fighter who long ago had beaten Luis Resto in the ring. Louis would later tell me he considered Nino a friend, which made it all the more interesting to hear his conversation with Panama about Louis' recent trip to the gym in Florida.
Hey, how's Louis doing?
He came to Miami, yeah, because they brought him down. But I didn't like his approach, but I got to make him understand you got to go on with your life. And I will help you while I can. When he call me, he's crying and look at me, head down. I said, what happened, man? He said, I want you to tell me who fucked them gloves up. I said, look here, man. Listen. I said, look, man, you asking me crazy question. It's good, but you don't think if I knew who did it, I would tell you, and I would look over myself. I said, you went to jail, I went to jail. But you got to get over the shit. Use the jab, baby. Touch the jab. That's it. Long distance. Yeah. Long distance, baby. There you go. Long distance. 1, 2. You need to be there for that.
Judah, Panama's fighter, lost the fight that night. But it was clear, whether across the Hudson River from the Garden or in a 5-star Midtown hotel, Panama Lewis was still doing all right in the sport that had supposedly banned him for life.
On this St. Patrick's Day, the story of Irish Billy Collins, the case of the tampered boxing gloves. It's a true story involving indictments, district attorneys, defense lawyers, and death.
In 1985, New York sports reporter Len Berman interviewed Louis about an alleged conversation he had had with undercover police investigating the incident in the ring 2 years earlier.
The district attorney says that you told them that Panama Lewis and some guys took the gloves into the bathroom before they put them on you.
The what?
They say that you told them that they took your gloves and they went to the bathroom.
No, they said that. I didn't say nothing.
They said you said it.
They said that I said.
You didn't say that?
I didn't say nothing.
But the conversation had taken place, and over 2 decades later, I found one of the police detectives who had worked on the case and spoken to Resto, now living in Miami.
Me and other detectives and the district attorney, we came up with a scenario where I would, since at that time I was into running, and I would put on my running clothes in a wire, an agra, a concealed device, and I would go to the Bronx knowing that he trained in a certain area. And we would, the plan at the time I think was that I would run with him and you know, as a fan, and get him involved in a conversation where he would discuss it, and we could find out who, in fact, removed the wadding from inside the glove. He admitted to me, yes, it happened, but it wasn't him.
The detective was telling me that Louis knew that night the gloves had been tampered with. But the tapes of his confession had been declared inadmissible in the 1986 trial. No one had ever heard them. After months of digging through files, I found the transcripts of the conversation that day. Louis had been lying to me. I confronted him outside of his sister's apartment.
We have the transcripts here from you talking. Yeah. We have the tape recorders from the DA's office. It talks about exactly what happened, the truth.
Yeah.
Now, I know that it's been difficult, Louis. You've got nothing to lose, and only to win. People will support you.
Yeah, you're right. I tell them,
You said Panama Lewis took the gloves into the room, the bathroom. You said, and Panama? Says the detective, and you said yes.
Yeah.
I need you to say it. It's okay, Louis.
I do it. There's something there.
Who took the gloves?
Panama. Panama took the glove. And he was in the bathroom where the thing was bleep block with him together all the time. Now I remember. That's a long time ago, 1983, you know. I gotta recall it.
And when he came, and when you asked him, why did you take the gloves? What are you doing with the gloves? What did he say?
Oh yeah, I said, Panama, what are you doing with my glove? That's okay, don't worry.
That's it. And you tell me why you were doing to the glove.
You knew something was going on, though. It's okay. I think the most important thing is that you come clean, like you are now. You got nothing to hide. There's nobody to protect. Now it's about yourself and living the rest of your life free of this. And when we go down to Nashville, it's gonna help.
Yeah, you're right.
So next week, Monday, Tuesday, maybe we go?
Where?
We go down to Nashville. We fly down there.
I don't know.
You got nothing?
I want to see the family, you know. I want to get that thing in my mind. Always thinking about that. Always. Right now, too. Be thinking about it for every day. Every fucking day. That the movie said. That the movie said, I couldn't be a champion. Could be a world champion.
He never admitted to me that he knew from the get-go or that he was part of the conspiracy. I never got that out of him. He always went on the defensive saying, no, Panama Lewis did it, Lee Black did it, these other Puerto Ricans did it, and I was literally a victim.
We drove all around the Bronx that day, and Louis kept talking.
That's when I figured out something wrong with the glove inside. When they told me, just keep punching.
Is this when you're in the corner?
Yeah. They keep punching. That's when I started hitting the feet. I forgot about the body.
At this point, this is the question that I asked him, why didn't you stop? Why didn't you say, look, there's a problem with the gloves? He says, we don't do that. Boxers don't do that. You listen to your manager, your trainer. That's the people that you listen to. Here I have a shot at a title. I'm not gonna jeopardize that by opening my mouth and saying that something is wrong with the gloves. I'm gonna go along with the program.
He went on to tell me about the pills Panama mixed in his fighters' water bottles, shedding new light on the long-disputed 1982 Aaron Pryor bout, as well as his own illegal activity in the Collins fight.
I drink that.
You drink the water?
In the Billy fight. In the Billy Collins fight.
Oh, really?
When you tired, when you tired, drink that, your lung open. I said, oh shit, I feel good.
What is it?
You know, people when they got asthma,
yeah,
you gotta put them in the water.
Louis seemed relieved that the truth had finally been forced out of him. For more than 20 years, he had been denying everything. Maybe because he held out hope of getting his license someday. Maybe because he was afraid. Maybe because he just got used to lying. Now, though, the truth was out, and he was headed to Tennessee to tell his story and seek forgiveness.
Hi, Mr. Collins. This is Eric Drath. Just wanted to let you know that, as I had mentioned on the phone a couple days ago, we're in Nashville and we're planning on stopping by. I look forward to seeing you very soon. What did you want to get out of this?
Well, I want to say that I'm sorry about what happened. Sorry that I didn't start the fight. I'm sorry that I wear the glove. And I didn't know that was going to happen like that. Well, I'm sorry, you know. That's how I feel.
Lucy, is Mr. Collins here? We'd like to talk to him.
Of all the people impacted by the fight, the Collins family was hurt the most. And their losses didn't stop when Billy Jr. died in 1984.
Billy Collins Sr. wanted to sue everybody in existence. He wanted to sue the promoter Top Rank. He wanted to sue Madison Square Garden. He wanted to sue the cornermen, Panama, Pedro. He wanted to sue Louis, Artie Curley. He just wanted to sue. He wanted to sue the New York State Athletic Commission. That was his final, I believe that was his final lawsuit.
The person that was as guilty as anybody was the commission inspector in the room.
Inspectors should be in the dressing room, checking the taping and the gloving of all fighters.
As far as I learned, and with my vision to the dressing rooms and this, they go in the dressing room and they were doing nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Our inspector was in the locker room at that time and told them to glove up. They asked him for 15 more minutes, and he went out to see his superior to ask if 15 more minutes would be allowed. When he came back in the room, they had gloved up.
Why didn't these inspectors, where were they? One left, then another one came back, then another one left, and no one is there?
If Billy Jr.'s uppercut wouldn't get them out of poverty, the Collins family hoped the legal system would. Raising the question, did Billy never fight again because of the risk of blindness, or because of the fortune a lawsuit could deliver?
There's no way to tell whether he never fought again because he was aware of his injuries, whether he was afraid of additional injuries, or he was being led down the path with the dreams of a pot of gold at the other end in suing people with deeper pockets. But I'll bet he could have fought again.
The father was so inconsolable that he wasn't listening to anything. But we did offer Billy Collins fights.
Billy was offered fights, but his father did not want him to fight because he was afraid he would lose the lawsuit. When his dad was on him, the lawsuit. So he just sat back and did as his dad told him to do.
I don't know whether that's true or not, that they turned down the fights because they figured they'd make more money in the lawsuit. If that's the case, it's pathetic.
Well, we're dealing with mighty powerful people. We just have to wait and see how the justice system in this country really works.
But after 10 years of legal wrangling, that system failed the Collinses repeatedly. And in 1994, the family's final suit against the New York State Athletic Commission was dismissed by a judge following a hung jury's determination that regulations governing the commission's responsibilities were too vague and confusing to render a decision.
I'm calling the police if you don't leave.
Less than a mile from the house,
Over here? Oh, shit.
we visited where Billy Collins Jr. had died.
Down into there.
Yeah, huh? Man.
An hour later, Louis revealed that there was even more to the story he hadn't told me. That his cheating in the fight went beyond the tampered gloves and spiked fluids.
What did Panama do?
You know the thing that you put when you break your arm, the cast? A little thing like that. Put water, then put it, and then put the hanger.
The night of the fight.
Yeah.
So you couldn't open your hands?
Only for a little bit, and then when they get dry, that's it, like that. Can we go like that? Can we go like that?
So you basically had plaster.
Yeah. There was a lot of money involved there.
Who?
A lot of money and bet money.
How much?
I don't know.
How do you know?
Because they were talking about that bet money
Where were they talking about it?
in the room.
At the dressing room?
Dressing room. They want to do something, put in my hand, take the pad, that's it. I said, they got more stronger than me. The people were saying he gonna knock me out. I said, never gonna happen.
Can you, the fact that he took all that hitting makes, it's pretty, you didn't expect him, you thought he was gonna go down.
When I saw him getting big, I just keep hitting in the face. I forgot about the body. Because I'm a body fighter. For that day, if I throw a body shot, I didn't throw too many. I mean, yeah. Like I want to destroy him.
You wanted what?
Destroy him. I shouldn't wear a glove, man. Well, see you, Billy. Sorry. See you.
Our next stop was to see Billy Collins' widow.
Well, I'm glad you came. And I know it took a lot for you to come. You go on with your life here. You hold your head up. Hold your head up. You stop carrying everybody else's guilt. Okay, hold your head up. You're a good man. I mean, he did it, and it was wrong, but there's other people who are responsible. There's others that should have been convicted, and they're actually the ones I want brought to justice.
On June 11th, 2007, Luis Resto's 52nd birthday, his atonement continued with a trip to Massachusetts to see his mother.
Hello.
Yeah, Luis. ¿Y qué loco? Damn, you look the same.
¿Verdad? Se ve mejor.
Seguro más joven.
Yeah, se veía más viejo la vez
old
que
as
yo te
hell.
vi. Mira, tiene esta cana en la ceja.
Mira los moños.
Today 52.
Yeah, today's your birthday, yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Damn, those you skinny, bro. And I found these down there.
Oh, shit.
And this I got from the
You know this
internet.
guy here?
Where is it?
Tony Dancer.
Yeah, I wanted to send him a copy as well.
Oh, shit, that's in Guyana. Yo hice allá, se jodía.
I think he got screwed. He, every time I watch the Rocky movie, it reminds me of him. At the end, when he was broke with nothing.
Cuando tú empezaste. Ah, sí, sí.
That's Pajalisi, 1979. That was
The family, unaware of the truth, still defended him.
Like she says, he was a great fighter and he deserves something. And he, like she, you know, like we say, he has nothing to show for all the work he's gone through. For all those scars and all those stitches, what does he have to show for it? Nothing. Which I don't think that's right. See, she says she feels angry because she feels he was innocent.
Y nosotros venimos a saber eso cuando a él lo sentenciaron, porque cuestión de, en el tiempo que él estuvo en juicio nunca nos dijo nada.
And she says all she knew was that he was going to jail, and she didn't know why. Because no one ever told her, oh, this is what's happening.
Minutes later, Luis told his mother and sister the truth. He knew he was cheating that night in the ring.
Y los otros lo siguen negando. So él llega a ser el mejor hombre, porque él está aceptando lo que él vio.
don't think it was fair. I mean, yeah, if he, like I said, if he had blaming it, well, you know, he was sentenced and he did his time. I don't think he should pay for the rest of his life. It's not fair. You know, he amounted to nothing. That's how I see it. He amounted to nothing. And so much sacrifice from a teenager to now, and that's all he thinks about. And that's all he, you know, that's his life. And it was taken away from him, and I don't think that's right. He did his time, and that should have been enough. And if he had part in it, he paid the price. And he shouldn't keep paying for the rest of his life. It's not fair. There's no justice in that. That's not justice.
Louis' next stop was a return to Virginia to see Cookie and his sons.
¿Qué quiere que te diga todo lo que pasó? The fight. They went to the bathroom.
Okay.
But no.
What do you think you should do about telling your sons?
Just come out and say it like he told me.
I saw Panama going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about that, you know.
You didn't know they was gonna do that, did you?
No, they went to the bathroom with a glove.
See?
I saw him.
Oh, you might see him, but you didn't know what he really was doing, see?
I didn't know that was gonna happen like this way. The way future they died.
Right. Nobody knew he was gonna do that.
Yeah.
So that's not really your fault.
Drinking.
It's not really your fault. That's on him. He don't do
Yeah,
that to
no,
himself.
but you know, he did that because of the fight.
I bet you wasn't even thinking about all that. I bet you. Just ready to go and ring and go.
Está loco.
His last stop that day was to visit Brian, working in town on the construction of a restaurant he hoped to open soon.
14, 42-inch plasmas going up. All across the wall, all the way front bar.
Oh, you seen that?
Yeah, he's 1,000.
Oh, good.
Yeah, go ahead, come back.
Man, what happened? It looks small. Ay, quiere que yo diga lo que pasó.
¿Qué pasó con qué?
Like my last fight, I knew what was going to happen in that fight. I saw people going to the bathroom, Panama. But I didn't know. I said, I didn't know that was going to happen like that. Then I said, I seen wear the glove that day.
So you knew he took it out of the gloves?
I knew something happened, but I didn't feel nothing. But I know something happened.
I guess I kind of felt, he felt sorry and he had all this guilt build up and I had all this anger build up and guilt. It's kind of like, I don't know, I kind of feel free myself. I kind of feel like, well, I'm not cursed. It was just, he messed up. I hope you can let that fight go, man, and just move on. That's what I care about, you know? I love you. You know, we all love you. I don't give a shit, man. I just want a father. I just want my kids to have a grandfather. I just want to go past it, and the Resto last name is gonna come up.
There was still one last person that Louis needed to confront.
Cookie, it's me, Louis. I'm in Miami. I want to talk to Panama to see what he said. But he's gonna say I didn't do nothing. I'm gonna tell you a liar.
How you doing?
Everything good?
Good, good. Can we put a mic on you?
Yeah, what is what's going on?
Well, we wanted to, you know, continue our dialogue. We're still shooting the movie, and figured we'd talk to you again.
The first time when I came here, like the cat ate my tongue. I ain't hear shit. But I don't feel that way. I don't feel the same now.
One of the other things, though, that I gotta tell you is that Resto has actually told us some information that I wanted to confirm with you. And that's why maybe...
What kind of information did you?
Well, he told us that he saw you go in the bathroom and do it.
He saw me in the bathroom?
Yeah.
So I wanted to take a piss.
I know. But
you didn't see me messing no gloves?
That's what he says.
What?
He says that he did see it.
Did you see me?
Yes.
Oh, I know who did that. Why did that?
Here's Mario.
Why I did what? You see me taking no pie on the glove? Did you see me doing that? Did you see me?
I saw you go to the bathroom.
I went to the bathroom. That don't mean I take up on the glove.
Where Eric, Lee Black.
Lee Black was what you want to say.
Hey, you can take this fucking bullshit out of my gym, first of all.
Tell us what you said.
Yeah, he went to the bathroom.
And what about when he put on the glove?
The pad, the cast.
What?
He says that you put cast on his knuckles.
Cast on his knuckles? I didn't rub his hand. All the colors you rub his hand. I didn't do nothing to this man's hand.
Who put the cast on?
I did nothing to this gentleman's hand. I didn't rub his hand.
You put a hanger too.
What?
Kelly put the other one.
I didn't put nothing on you. I didn't rub your hands. I didn't touch your hands. How could you say that, Resto? I did not rub your hand. Artie called you rub your hand. That's why I keep telling you, if Artie was alive today, I wouldn't have been in this. I told you this a million times. I didn't rub his hands. I did not rub his hands. So who could he say that?
Artie Kelly, he came late. He came late around. He put
I did not rub your hands. Don't stand up here and lie like that to me, man. I did not put the wraps in your hand. All they call it both wraps in your hand.
Louis told us it was about in the water bottle, that there was a little pill used that you crush up for antihistamine.
No. I didn't put nothing up inside the bottle. Where all of this comes from? I don't put no pill in no bottle. I did none of those things. Hey, Resto, look at me, man. Please, look at me. Look at my face to face. All right. You think I didn't, you think, right? Look at me, Resto, look at me.
Take the glass up.
I look in Danny's eyes. You understand? Well, look at me. How could you say I wrap your hands? I put tape in your hand. I didn't even put on your gloves.
Yeah. So
You know, I took you in as a son. Am I right or wrong?
I will love you like my father. Look what you did to me.
I did nothing to you, son, but bring you back the right way.
Who did it?
I don't know. This is the honest truth I'm telling you.
Yeah. Blew my career.
You blew your career?
Yeah.
And what about my career?
I was the fighter. You don't need a training.
Yeah, well, I was one of the best out there.
I know.
Okay then.
You want the best training.
All right then.
Can't say nothing against that.
I got my record to prove that. I got to go, Champagne. I got to go and do my work.
All right. See you.
Give Daddy a hug, man. What? But I ain't give you a hug. Come. Have a safe trip back. You understand?
Yeah.
And like I said, when I get myself right with a good fighter and I make money, I take care of you. Not because of boxing.
Yeah.
It's because I love you as a son. That's why I train you from the first start.
Yeah.
When everybody think you finished, who brought you back?
Yeah, you brought me back.
Thank you. He's a good fighter. Just need better training. You need a teacher. And that's what I did.
I still think about that every time. I don't want to forget. I'm gonna stay in my heart for life. Not like before, walking like that. You know, I'm gonna walk with my head up. But I'm still gonna be thinking about Billy Cannon.
In 2008, Brian Resto's restaurant opened in Virginia. The grand opening was capped by a surprise visitor.
Oh, what are you doing here? What's up, man? It's open. See that?
Oh,
they know you here. That's pretty good.
You're gonna move down here, and you're gonna get old, and you're gonna watch Brian, Isaiah, and Dominic get older, and you're gonna train them, and things are gonna be different.
When I first met Luis Resto, I believed him when he told me he was innocent, and I wanted to make a film that proved him right. Instead, I ended up exposing his guilt and leading him on a journey of confession and confrontation. Long overdue, painful, and rewarding.
Hey,
When they lose a fight, boxers always want another shot. Billy Collins Jr. never got one. But after a long journey, in many ways, Luis Resto is finally getting his. We may never know exactly what happened in the locker room that night in New York City. We may never know who did what and why. That mystery endures. But these days, Luis Resto's swagger carries a little less weight and a little more hope. Still haunted by a mistake he'll never be able to take back, but no longer burdened by a truth he once so desperately avoided. A truth that has now, at long last, set him free.
Mr. Collins? Mr. Collins? Mr. Collins? Mr. Collins, I have new information for you. Mr. Collins, I have new information. Sir, I have new information for you. I'm Eric. I've been trying to call you. I found out information on a confession about the trial, and Larry Goldhurst said he might be able to open the case.
25 years ago this June, a criminal boxing match took place at Madison Square Garden. It turns out it was more than just lack of padding in Resto's gloves.
Not only was the padding tampered with during the fight against Billy Collins Jr., but plaster was used on the knuckles in the wrapping.
The Collins family today filed a lawsuit against the state of New York Boxing Commission for negligence. It's a 25-year-old tragedy that isn't over yet.
This has been a presentation of HBO Sports.